up, everybody? We are back again. Episode 30, part 2 today. What's up to my best fellas, the best fellas I know? All right, we got Teach, we got Coach. Man, what is up, guys?
What's going on?
We got to get you some better fellas. If we're the best fellas, we got some issues, man.
I mean, there's some other fellas I know, but I mean, they're not the best fellas, right? I get you guys. If we were ranking all time fellas, like it would be like 1A. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Mediocre at best.
Not wrong.
Mediocre at best. That's all I'm going for. Mediocre at best.
Well, that makes us 3 for 3. Okay, that's what makes us 3 for 3. We're just 3 meatballs over here talking sports, having a good time with it, and hope people listen to it. Right? That's what we're doing. So join in on the fun because today is going to be super exciting. We are jumping into the journey that's going to take us all the way to first kickoff of the NFL season, and we're going to start talking and breaking down each division, team by team, division by division, starting with none other than Teach's AFC East. Sometimes the least, sometimes the beast. We're going to call them just the East, okay, until we really know how it's going to play out. But I'm going to tell you today how it's going to play out. We're going to figure it out today. So, way to represent with the hat and the shirt. Are you excited for some Buffalo Bills talk?
I am super excited. It is AFC Beast. It is AFC Beast. And when you dive further into it, like we'll talk about today, it is definitely the beasts of the AFC.
Oh, all right. So Teach is stoked. He's prophesying over it right now. He just knows what's coming in the future. AFC Beast. Coach, what are your thoughts? You excited?
AFC, I believe, is a very dominant situation. They have the ability to have 4 great teams. They also have the ability to have 1 great team. So it's a really dicey situation. Who knows what's going on with a couple of them? I think we're going to definitely get into it. I love to share my opinions individually as we go over them, but it's a fun division. It definitely is. It's exciting, and the AFC is loaded. They're loaded, so it's really interesting. This is going to make a lot of stuff. This is going to challenge a lot of these teams. This division by itself.
So let's jump right into it. Next week, make sure you come back, listen again, because next week we're doing the AFC West. Okay, we're gonna do the West. We're gonna move from East to West. We're not going North to South. It's not how we're traveling right now. Okay, we're going East to West. Okay, then we're gonna finish up the AFC North and South, and then jump into the NFC, which is the superior division. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started right now. AFC East predictions brought to you by the 3 for 3 podcast. Here we go. Let's start here. I want to start with the New York Jets because to me, they have the most polarizing addition of any team in the NFL this year, right? With bringing in Mr. Nicholas Kane. Is it Nick Kane? What? Nicholas Cage? Is it Nick Cage? It's the picture, the wife beater, the jeans. No, it's not Nicholas Cage. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers, guys. He's playing in New York this year, and he's not a Giant. He's more like a Jet, okay? So let's get to talking about him. So I want to talk about this biggest storyline, Aaron Rodgers being brought into the Jets as they're starting QB1, moving off of last year's craziness at quarterback, right? Who is it? Is it Mike White? Is it the young kid? Are they bringing in back Joe Flacco? We don't know who's playing quarterback in New York. What we do know is this year it's going to be Aaron Rodgers, right?
Could be.
Yeah.
So Zach Wilson can stick
if he's healthy.
Hey, Zach Wilson can stick with moms. Aaron Rodgers is going to stick with football. We're going to play football this year, okay? So I want to break it down game by game really quick, and then you guys get to tell me what I got right or got wrong. So Jets last year finished 7-10. 7-10. The projections from Sportsbook this year has them projected at 9.5 games. That's the over-under for wins, 9.5, and I think that's very fair. But now we're going to go through mine. The Jets start out week 1, opening night at home against the Bills. That's going to be a W. Monday Night Football. Jets win. Aaron Rodgers, welcome to New York. Week 2, they got to travel to Dallas, perhaps the most talented roster in the NFL. That's going to be a loss. Week 3, they're going to New England. No, New England's going to New York. They're going to win that game. Sorry, Bill Belichick. New York gets the W. Chiefs, W. Sunday Night Football. Chiefs travel to New York. It's a W. At Broncos, a W. So now they started out 4-1. Welcome Aaron Rodgers. Welcome with these young guns, Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall. It's going crazy in New York. The defense is already stout. Then the Eagles come to New York. That's going to be an L. Sorry, Jets lovers, that's going to be an L. And then we hit the bye week. Going into the bye week, guys, tell me your thoughts. Going into the bye week, they're at 4-2. Week 7 bye. I love the week 7 bye. It's a perfect time to have a bye. Give me your thoughts on 4-2.
I think they have a 90% chance to be 2-4 more than 4-2.
All right, that's why I'm doing this segment.
You're doing the Eagles getting the victory, but the Chiefs don't. I don't know. Last time I checked, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, not them. Dallas is nobody to be scared of. Them winning Buffalo in the first game of the year. Buffalo shows up in the regular season in big ways, especially early in the season. I don't know about that one. At the Broncos, it's tough playing in Denver. And I don't know. By week 5, they're going to have their stuff together. So I think they have a better chance of having a losing record than a winning record.
Teach, what do you think? 4-2 at the bye week.
I think you were wrong with where they play. I think you kept saying they come to New York. This team comes to New York. Do they?
No, they go to Jersey.
That's right. This is the New Jersey Jets. It is not the New York Jets. Like we say, they ski in their jeans, okay? They eat their Reese's with the wrappers on, okay? I think Aaron Rodgers is more worried about where Taylor Swift is playing next than football, okay? So are they going to be 4-2? I don't know. I have no idea. I know where I think they're going to finish. So
here's what I'll say. Good thing he's good at football because his taste in music is horrible. Okay, that's what we can take. That's what we can say.
Sorry for all you Swifties. They're coming for you.
Sorry for all you Swifties. I think we're 3 for 3 with that, though.
Team Jake Gyllenhaal. Team Jake Gyllenhaal, baby. All day.
I don't know. He played in that one movie. I don't know.
Don't do this to our football segment. Do not do this to our football segment. This has gone too far.
He played in that one movie. I don't know. Can we clip that and put that on TikTok? 3 for 3 podcast. He played in that one movie.
One movie. All right,
I'm not naming it.
Let's start again. Let's start now. After the bye week, we're rested up. We've had a little break. We're going back. Okay, so after the bye week, we got the Giants, Chargers, Raiders, and Bills. For that stint, they're going to go 2-2. That's all I'm going to say. They're going to go 2-2 there. Okay. Then they're going to go to the Dolphins. Come to New Jersey. They're going to win that game. Black Friday game. They're going to beat the Dolphins. Okay. Then the Falcons come to New Jersey. They're going to win that game. Then the Texans come to New Jersey. They're going to win that game. 3 wins in a row. Then they're at Miami. That's an L. Commanders come to New Jersey. That's a W. They go to Cleveland. That's a W. They're going to finish the season week 18 at New England. You know it's hard to win in New England with Bill Belichick. That's going to be an L. That's going to put the New York Jets, the New Jersey Jets, my projections, I state it right now, are going to be 11-6 next year. 11-6. Okay? We're going to move on, and you guys can give me some comments at the end again, okay? We're going to go to the bye week. Well, no, let's do this. 11-6. Tell me your thoughts.
I mean, personally, I think looking at it, I had them at 9-8. I don't think they'll get 11 wins. I think it's very hard. I think Aaron Rodgers is in the twilight of his career. So I don't think you're too far off. I just have a different team going in winning 11 games, not the New Jersey Jets.
Awesome. Coach, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I just don't trust him. I mean, I never really trusted Aaron Rodgers as it is. Green Bay is a great place to play, great home advantage. He's going to New Jersey now. It's not really that great place to play. It's not really that great of much home advantage. He loses some points there. They have a very tough schedule to start off with. It really eases up down the stretch.
They have the
That's
hardest.
why I say
they have the 7th hardest schedule. And again, this isn't based on 2022 records. This is based on composite of this year records. So the 7th hardest.
If they went 0-6 in their first 6, I wouldn't be that shocked. That's why I'm saying I don't really like them going 11-9. I think 8-9 personally. So we're close, 3 games off. But yeah, I'm not disagreeing with the end. The end result. They got an easy schedule down the way.
So a coin flip either way. Here's what I do know. You said that it's not hard to go play in New Jersey. Tell me anywhere else they ski in jeans in the United States. Nowhere. They're special down there. That crowd will make a difference. Aaron Rodgers is going to love to play in New York. Let's just call it what it is. They're going 11-6. Let's move
Place in
on.
New Jersey.
We're moving on to the Miami Tua Dolphins. Okay, the Miami Tua Dolphins. So last year, the Miami Dolphins finished at 9-8. And remember, they started out really fast, had the injury bug hit. They finished 9-8. Sportsbook projection this year, DraftKings to be exact, has their over/under also at 9.5. So the Jets, the Dolphins, same over/under. Sportsbook projection 9.5. I think it's fair. Right on the mark. Here's what I want to do. Here's the biggest questions for the Dolphins to me going into next season. Can Tua Tagovailoa stay healthy? Number one. Number two, what does Jalen Ramsey actually bring to that defense? What's that going to look like? What's that second corner going to look like? Is Xavier going to be different this year? He's going to be great again. He wasn't that great last year. We'll see where he's at. Those are my two big questions for the Dolphins. You guys have anything else you would add to that?
I like where your head's at. I think Jalen Ramsey is a little overrated. I think he talks a lot. I think he has benefited from this idea of if I get on TV, if I show off a lot, then that must mean I'm good. Now, I do think when you're saying Tua takes that next step, I think it's more about Coach McDaniel. I think it's Mike McDaniel and this idea of moving the pocket around and protecting his quarterback. I think last year it was more, is Tua the guy for this offense? And he showed he was. And I also think we haven't mentioned Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is, again, one of the more explosive players in football. I think you're a little off. This is the team, I think, that wins the 11 games. I would trust Miami and what they've done with their coaching staff versus what the Jersey Jets have done.
You don't know if I'm off yet. I haven't given you my projections. All right, don't look at the cheat sheet.
FanDuel or DraftKings, the 9 wins. I think they're off. Yeah, I think they're 9. I think they're at 11-6, and I think they have the third hardest schedule for this season, which you'll see a theme coming for the AFC East.
All right, so you heard it here first. Per teach, get on DraftKings. Go ahead and take the 9.5, the over on the 9.5 today. Get the most money you can for it, because when the season starts, it's going to go up. Okay, so that's going to be what it is. Let's get it going. I'm going to Coach. You have anything to say before I start?
No, you're good. I think you guys covered a lot of it. I mean, I actually trust a lot with Miami. I actually like watching their team. They're very fun and explosive. Don't agree with Cheech. Jalen Ramsey was definitely him early in his career. I think he's been hurt. He's getting a little older. Jalen Ramsey was definitely a really phenomenal player, especially in Jacksonville. Played well for the Rams. Near the end, now he's starting to lose some steps. It's definitely showing off. But yeah.
We'll see. The great thing is the season still has to happen. But I'm going to tell you how it's going to unfold now. Okay? So both of you are wrong. I'm going to tell you why. So week 1 at Chargers, loss. Week 2 at Patriots, that's a W. Week 3, playing the Broncos, that's a loss. Week 4 at Bills, that's a loss. Week 5, Giants, that's a W. Week 6, Panthers, that's a W. Week 7 at Philly, that's a loss. Week 8, Patriots, that's a W. So they're going to go 2-0 against the Patriots this year. Week 9 at Chiefs in Frankfurt. So not in America, not in the United States, but in Frankfurt. They're going to take an L in Frankfurt. Not many NFL teams have been able to say they've taken an L in Frankfurt. Okay, the Dolphins will. Okay, so they're taking an L there. And then at week 10, they get a bye. I like the week 10 bye better than I like the week 7 bye. I know I said the week 7 bye was a perfect place to have it. Week 10's perfecter. Okay, so I like that one better. That's where we're at. So going into the bye week, they are.
Quick math.
4-5. Quick math. Going into the bye week. Give me your thoughts really quick.
My thoughts is when you put Frankfurt for a second, I thought, are you making fun of me? And then I realized that you're not. It was actually the town that they're playing in. After you said it, I stayed quiet because I was like, because the Chiefs are the team I kind of yank for right now. And maybe it's proper use of words. But yeah, Frankfurt and the Chiefs, it kind of made me think something ill. Yeah.
Had I put an ER on Frankfurter, I would have been referencing you.
I mean, you called me that for many years, so
can I give you some advice?
No. Go ahead, Todd. Go ahead, teach.
lot better things to yank over than the Kansas City Chiefs. That's all I'm going to say.
Mahomes
Whatever
got party
yanking
hair.
is, I'm not sure what yanking is, but whatever you're yanking, don't do it for the Chiefs. Go ahead, Teach.
If they're 4-5 by the bye week, then you're going to start seeing people hit the panic button. You're going to start seeing calls about, hey, Tua's not the guy. The offense must not be rolling. So if they're 4-5, yeah, I can't imagine them being 4-5 through those again first 9 games. Frankfurt, for those of you guys who don't know, is in Germany. It's the birthplace of the hot dog or Frankfurter. You're welcome.
So how many NFL teams have lost in Frankfurt?
NFL teams or NFL Europe teams? Because NFL Europe used to be there.
NFL teams.
Okay. None. I bet you this is the first time they've played, right?
It's going to be the Dolphins. That's going to be it. And so I'm telling you guys right now. So after the bye, and you don't have to imagine anymore, Teach, because I'm telling you how it's going to play out right now. And I know I'm right. Put a lot of time into this. Took me about 30 minutes to put this on paper. So for all of you guys listening, this is real stuff. So after the bye week, they get a visit from the Raiders. That's a W. Don't know where that franchise is going. Although Jimmy G has a really nice chin line, his beard grows in really well. I don't know that he can beat the Dolphins. Okay,
Yank over that.
Yank over that. That's what I'm saying. So probably the most handsome guy in football. Would you guys agree? Jimmy G.
I wouldn't lose Yanks over it.
I'm gonna go Al Michaels.
Really? Okay, yeah, I can see that. Troy Aikman, maybe?
No.
Okay, anyways, let's go. So the Raiders come to see them. They win that game. Then they're at Jets. And we know from looking at the last one, they lose that game. Okay? They're going to lose at New Jersey. And then they're at Washington. What do we call? Do they play in Washington? They don't play in Washington. Where do they play at? Landover? Hanover? What is it?
We don't know if they're the Commanders still.
They
might not be the Commanders.
No, they might not. They might not be for real.
Are they the Generals?
Washington Football Club. Bring it back.
Let's just bring back the football team. That's what it is. They're the WTF. And so Washington Team of Football.
WFT.
No, Washington Team of Football. The WTFs. And so they're going to beat Washington. Then week 14, they're going to beat the Tennessee Titans because who's quarterback in Tennessee, and are they even going to throw the ball? We don't know yet. Poor Derrick Henry. That'll be an interesting one to project this year. You would be surprised when I have a projection. Then they go to the Jets. They beat the Jets. The Jets come in. They beat the Jets. They lose to the Cowboys. Again, probably the best roster in football. Then they go to Baltimore. They win that game, and then they lose to the Bills. That finishes the Miami Dolphins at 9-8, going under from the sports book, from DraftKings. I'm taking the under on the Dolphins right now. Give me your thoughts.
Again, I think it's over. I think they're 11-6. I think they outperform DraftKings and what you think. I think they're the better team. I think until Tua got hurt last year, they were clearly up there with Buffalo. So that's what I think.
Coach, quickly.
You're close. I'm really close on this one. I don't think the Cowboys are going to come win. I don't know if they beat the Ravens. I think it's the same as that prediction. I'm only flipping 2 games. I think you did great. I love your picks. Love them.
Awesome. I love it also. And I think everybody's going to love it. Teach is going to end up loving it once he sees how it plays out and that I've already seen this movie before. So, I watch a lot of movies. This is one that I've already seen.
I watched the movies.
Listen to me. When we did our movie thing months ago, I saw every movie that was even mentioned in our greatest movies of all time, sports movies, funny movies, all the movies. How many movies have you watched? All of them.
To say you're a habitual liar is an understatement in this moment. You might as well just move on to the next team.
Teach, give me something.
Speaking of habitual liars, can we move on to New England?
We can move right on to New England. Great segue. Love that. Thank you for that, Teach. So New England last year finished 8-9. Really weird season for New England last year. They had defensive coordinators calling the plays on offense. They had no offensive coordinator. Bill Belichick was ruffling with the quarterback. Like, we don't know what we're doing. Wide receivers were an absolute mess in New England last year. So they brought in like 17 tight ends to start the year. It was really crazy. It finished weird also. Just really weird year. This year, projected by DraftKings, 7.5. 7.5 games over under for New England this year, which is really close to what I have it as. I want you guys now, before I go over mine, predict over under for you guys. What do you think? Over under 7.5. What would you take right now?
For the Patriots?
It's the hardest schedule in football. New England has the hardest strength of schedule in football. Man, the guys in Vegas know what they're doing. I would have it as an over, and that's more me betting that they win 8 or 9 games, and that Matt Patricia leaving, and Bill O'Brien coming in has to account for something. And I think Bill Belichick, now that Tom Brady has retired, will have some legacy stuff, some tricks up his sleeve to go, I want people to remember about me too. So that's what I think.
Over under for you, Coach.
I have the one problem I have. I believe that the Patriots play the Colts before the Chiefs play the Dolphins, so the first loss won't actually be the Miami Dolphins, just to let you know. Past that, I think he did a great job. I'm not that much off. I think 1 or 2 losses difference. I'm not. I mean, it's a good. I mean, this is a hard schedule. This is what it is. So I'm down. I'm rocking with you, man. You've been. I mean, usually me and you argue a lot about this, but we've been really close. First one I didn't agree with, but the last 2 I've been really spot on with you. I mean, 1 or 2 here, and other than that, I'm good with it.
All right, way to try to call me out. You're wrong. Week 9 is when the Dolphins lose in Frankfurt. Week 10, but good try. I mean,
it was a good try.
I did the studying. Listen to me. I'm the expert here. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you. So both of you are kind of close. What was your final prediction? How many wins? Over or under?
I had I can it's 8 and 9. I literally had one.
So you would take. So it's just you took the over and you would take the over. Both of you would take the over. This is why it's going to be the under, and I'm about to tell you why. This is what happened to New England this year. And here's the biggest stories for New England. Bill O'Brien back as head coach. It has to help. It has to help Mac Jones. It has to help the back as coordinator, not head coach, sorry. Has to help Mac Jones. Has to help the offense. Has to help Belichick. Really, it has to. So let's get it started. They start out the season on what a crazy schedule to start. Their first 4 games are crazy. So it starts Eagles, Dolphins, at Jets, and at Dallas. All 4 of those, put them in the L column. 0-4 New England. Bill O'Brien, hot seat as offensive coordinator. Micah Parsons gets 19 sacks that game. It's crazy right now, okay? So 0-4 going into week 5. They finally catch a break, and they play the New Orleans Saints, who I'm second-guessing my pick right now because I love Derek Carr in New Orleans. I'm going to stick with New England, though, okay? That's a W week 5. They get their first W. Then they're at Raiders, so it's Derek Carr and then Derek Carr's ex-girlfriend. They go from Saints to Raiders, okay? Raiders, they catch a W. And then they go to the Bills, and then the Bills come to the Patriots. We talked about it earlier. Bills lose this game. Bills struggle against Bill Belichick. It's their name. It's Bills. So there's.
Wait. So listen, just shut up. The last 2 years, I don't think the Patriots have beaten the Bills once.
They have.
What are you talking about? I thought you did your studying.
I did. Listen, Bills. So anytime there's an S, and I believe there's an apostrophe between the L and the S on Bills, that means Bills Belichick's. Okay, and so they are Bills to beat this year. It happens. Buffalo Bills lose to the New England Patriots in week 7. Then they go at Dolphins. That's an L. Then they get the Commanders. That's a W. I mean, that's a freebie for anybody playing them. Week 10, they got the Colts and that young quarterback. That's a W. So the Colts are the second team to lose in Frankfurter, just for your your information. Wanted to give that to you. And then they catch a bye at week 11. I don't like the bye at week 11 as much as I like week 10. I think it's a little late. So it's not perfected like the week 10 bye, but it's still good. So at the bye week, they are 4-8. 6. No. 5-5 at the bye week. 5-5. 5-5. My math be mathin'. 5-5. Give me your thoughts at week 11. 5-5 for the New England Patriots. I think that's a W for New England going into the bye week on this tough schedule.
I got a huge situational problem. I apologize. I just want to go first. You got the mediocre Dallas Cowboys going 3-0 against one of the hardest divisions in football so far.
Oh, you haven't seen all of it yet.
Wait. And then you have, I don't know, Oakland. I mean, the Las Vegas Raiders were not horrible last year. They actually pulled some wins off. They were at the end of the season, they turned out to be a 500 team. They're not the worst team in football. My point to this is you have them 0-3 also. You have them 0-3, but the Dallas Cowboys 3-0. I think your apples and your oranges are mixed up a little bit there.
It's a difference in talent. I know you don't watch football as much being when St. Louis moved out, right? But there's still a discrepancy in talent between Las Vegas and coaching talent. Hence, we're going to talk about Las Vegas.
Coaching talent? That's what we're going to go with right now? Okay.
Absolutely. So we'll talk more about that when we get to that division. I don't want to eat it up right now. But anyways,
right.
What are your thoughts,
now, the Cowboys
Teach?
are 16-0, so let's keep it going.
What do you think, Teach?
I think, like you said, 5-5 is a huge win for New England at that point. I think their whole thing is going to be, let's stay relevant, let's stay in the mix for that second wild card. Going into the playoffs, if we can surprise some people and get into the playoffs, it's a victory for them.
I agree. Let's move on. Let's get this one done quickly. Week 12, Giants W, Chargers L, Steelers L, Chiefs L, Broncos L, Bills L, Jets W. They finish out by going 2-4 to end the year. Okay, that's going to put them at 7-10 for the year. Take the under. The New England Patriots are finishing at the bottom of the barrel in the AFC East, 7-10. Still not bad to be bottom of the barrel. 7-10. It's a great division.
Which puts them in like no man's land, right? Because it's too good, and this is where the Bills were for 15 years. You're too good to get a really high draft pick and really start over with a good quarterback or something like that. You're too low. You don't have enough wins for the playoffs, so it puts you in no man's land.
But I think that's where they're at right now. I think it goes according to where they're at. I think they have a no man's land quarterback. He's not a bad NFL quarterback, but he's not a good NFL quarterback. They're just kind of mediocre across the board, right?
Bailey Zappi could be the better quarterback of the two, actually.
He could, right? And I think we saw that some last year. He could have more upside, better arm talent than Mac Jones. And so, excited to see it play out with Bill O'Brien back. But I'm going to go 7-10. That's the 3-for-3 marker right there. 7-10 on the New England Patriots. Let's move on to your team right now, Teach. What did they win? 13 games last year?
13-3, baby.
13-3 because they didn't get the one game, right? Yep. And so 13-3 minus the Cincinnati game. We all remember watching that. Crazy year, crazy thing to happen. So the Bills finished last year at 13-3. DraftKings prediction this year has them at 10.5 wins for the over-under. I thought that was super low. I looked at their schedule. I ended up looking at it 3 or 4 times, and I was like, I don't see 10 wins only on this schedule, right? So I thought it was super low. That's me. We'll get into it. Just for real quick, yes or no. Coach, would you take the over-under on 10.5 wins over, yes or no?
Over. That's the easiest bet of the day.
Teach.
4th hardest schedule. So all 4 teams have top 7 hardest schedules. I would still hammer the over.
Yeah, I would hammer the over also. I wouldn't yank it, but I would handle it, okay? And that's what I would do with the over. So biggest storylines to me moving into the Buffalo Bills, and I'm sure you have more insight than I do on it, Teach, so you could speak up anytime you want. But to me, the 2 most significant things to happen this year for the Buffalo Bills, of course, moving off of the Hamlin situation, which was terrible, right? And so so glad that's over and he's back. I think he's participating in football right now, which is really cool. And so Dalton Kincaid, will he help Josh Allen make it to the next level? I think Josh Allen has been missing for the last couple of years that security blanket, that check down, that safety net, as most great tight ends are for their quarterback. So I'm going to love to see how that plays out. I think Kincaid is uber talented. And then bringing in Justin Poyer, and they lost some things on the defense, but I thought Poyer was one that they couldn't lose. Okay, so what are your thoughts on their biggest stories going into this year?
Jordan Poyer, yeah,
Yeah, Jordan Poyer. Sorry.
You're good. You study this. To me, it's not about Dalton Kincaid. It's not about Jordan Poyer. To me, it's about the health of Von Miller, who appears to be ready
Huge.
for Week 1, and I think it's Ken Dorsey year 2 as offensive coordinator. Year 1, he was still figuring a lot of things out. I think the transition from who's the Jamoke in New Jersey, the coach that we used to have.
You're talking about the guy
the
from
Giants,
Green Bay.
the Giants coach. No, the Giants coach, the former Bills OC. Whatever, that fat Tubillard is gone.
What's his name?
But Ken Dorsey, I think year 2, it's going to be a lot better. I don't think it's Dalton Kincaid. I was really hoping we'd get Nuke Hopkins, but it's looking very unlikely now. I think Allen has to be smarter in the red zone in order for them to be a lot better. Brian Daboll.
Brian Daboll, yeah.
That was it. So I think it's more Allen has to do a better job of saying, you know what? Sometimes 3 points is good enough in the red zone. Just go ahead, limit your turnovers.
Yeah, no, I loved what Dorsey did toward the end of the year with Josh Allen. He became more of like, tuck it and run on third down if you have to. You don't have to make that crazy throw. Get us 5 yards.
Dudes.
Get us 7 yards. Whatever
Just
it
run
is.
over, dudes. Truck 'em. Why not?
Give us. It felt like they focused more on field position than making the big play, and that's a super cool thing that happened. And you're right, and I totally missed out on that. But man, when they had a pass rush in Buffalo, they looked like the best team in the NFL last year.
Von Miller went down, and that
soon as
we had to go from scoring, 21, 24 points can get us the win. Now it was like 35. It's got to be 38 in a shootout.
Yeah, great point. I love that you brought that up. I totally missed out on that. Von Miller coming back healthy. When he comes back healthy, what that's going to look like is going to make all the difference in the world in that defensive line too. So great point on that. Love that. Are you ready for my projections for your Buffalo Bills? Don't hate me for it. It's nothing personal, but I got to give it to you straight, okay? Here it is. Week 1 at Jets. That's an L, 0-1. Week 2, that's a W at Raiders, playing the Raiders. At Washington's a W, Dolphins a W, Jaguars in Tottenham. They're going to play. They're going to play in. My accents are horrible, but they're going to play in Tottenham. Okay, they're going to win a game in Tottenham. I'm excited about that for Buffalo.
Country.
How do you
they're playing in Tottenham.
Tottenham. How do you say it?
Tottenham. They're playing in Tottenham.
Do it again.
They're playing in Tottenham. Okay, go Bills.
Okay. Anyways,
go Bills.
After all that travel, they come back. They play the Giants. They get another W. Patriots is an L. We've already discussed it. The coach doesn't like it. I don't know why he doesn't like it. It's great. That's an L. Buccaneers, that's a W. Hey, first mention of the Buccaneers so far this year. 2023 NFL, first mention of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield is the man, is tonight. It just happened. They take an L to the Buffalo Bills as their first mention.
Going to be mentioning them a lot during next year's draft. Caleb Williams, let me tell you that.
That's true. Week 9 at Bengals. Super excited for this Sunday night football game. That's an L, though. Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in the NFL. Josh Allen's the fourth best. We'll see if he takes that step with Dalton Kincaid. But that's an L. Week 10, Broncos. That's a dub. Week 11, Jets. That's a dub. Week 12 at Eagles. That's also an L. Okay? Bye week is late this year. Week 13. Don't love it. Don't know that I hate it. Don't love it. Okay.
I thought, listen, you're like, that's great. That's even perfecter. That's even more perfect. I was waiting for, hey, week 13, you can rest some veterans. This is the most perfectest bye week that we could talk about.
It was almost the most perfect it is, but I don't like 13. I don't like it at all. But going into the bye week, they're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7 and 4.
7, 8. No.
You need some of my fingers?
8 and 4. 8 and 4.
8 and 4.
You need some of my fingers?
I think.
What are your thoughts at 8 and 4 going into the bye week? Teach if you're a Bills fan, which you kind of are, right?
Yeah.
If you're a Bills fan, what is your feeling going into the bye week at 8 and 4?
I think that Cincinnati game is going to be super emotional. It wouldn't shock me if they lost that game at all, because I do think leading up to it, it's going to be nothing but Damar Hamlin. And it would not shock me if the emotion overtook the team again. I think, I think this is so scary. We're on a very similar page with what
Yeah.
they are going to do.
Love that. Coach, thoughts real quick.
It's not a lot of arguments for me. It's. I mean, like again, I'd flip a game here or there, but kind of the same exact record.
Yeah,
It's
just tell me I'm good.
simple.
Just tell me I'm good.
The last two being you have been, except for the Cowboys and the Raiders thing. Other than that, I've agreed with everything you said.
All right, so here we go. We're after the bye week, 8-4. We go to Chiefs. That's a W. Big win, Buffalo. Love that. Cowboys coming to Buffalo. Again, most talented roster in the NFL. Okay? Possibly. Maybe. That's an L. Sorry, Buffalo. You remember what happened last time we played? 1993, 1992, right?
I don't think that was the last time we played, but okay.
Whatever. It's the last one I remember. Okay, so
course.
listen. Yes, of
It
course.
makes sense.
Exactly. Thank you. History lesson. So that's an L. At Chargers is a W. Patriots is a W. Dolphins is a W. I have the Buffalo Bills winning the division, the AFC Beast, you call it, at 12-5. Final thoughts on that. Tell me what I got right. Tell me what I got wrong.
I have them at 12-5 as well, with losses in Miami, New Jersey, Chargers, KC, Cincy, and Philly. And what you got wrong? I mean, are the Cowboys going undefeated? Do we want to just go ahead and announce that now? Because I don't know that you're going to be like, they lost because the Toon Squad decided to play football in Space Jam 3.
Listen, we don't have to ask all of these questions about the future.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the Dallas Cowboys record. The last week we do this, we're going to finish with the NFC East.
Yeah,
By
16-0.
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the Dallas Cowboys record. They might skip a game if a team forfeits because they're just like, no, they're going to beat us. They could go 16-0. It's possible, but we'll get there the last week of this. Okay, so we don't need to jump ahead. Now I want to ask you this, Teach, before we jump off. Which story going into this season for the AFC East feels like the biggest to you? And which one do you think is going to take us by surprise the most?
I think the one that takes us by surprise the most is just like in 2002, 2007, 2008, we could have all four teams be 500 or better. Again, it's very rare. It happened, like I said, 02, 07, 08. We could see that again. I think what takes us most surprise, I think Josh Allen wins MVP this year. I think he's posted some incredible stats the last 2 years. I think Josh Allen has an MVP type season. I think it's going to take a 13-3 or a 13-4 type record, and I think he's going to have to limit his turnovers and continue to just run over people to another amazing year, both in fantasy and in reality this year.
I just looked at Coach when you said that, and he started to look at his phone. I'm pretty sure he was checking to see if Patrick Mahomes retired. But Coach, your thoughts?
To me, the biggest story going into it I feel like is Aaron Rodgers playing for the Jets. Just going into the season, I mean, you just don't get a 2-3 time MVP switching teams, and you don't think about it. I think that'll be the biggest storyline going into the season. Where I think changing the storyline is the fact that you got the Cowboys wrong, and I believe they're going to be 0-4 on your schedule. I think the NFL will indict you for this blatant disregard for common sense in picking NFL team wins and losses, and something's going to happen. Other than that, I think, yeah, that's about right.
You're so opinionated. I'm speaking facts over here, and you're just throwing out opinions all over the place, and that's not what this is about.
I only disagreed with 4 games. They just happened to all be what the Cowboys played with.
All right, so listen, you mentioned Aaron Rodgers. I want to ask you this question. Short answer, yes or no. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is enough to take the Jets to the playoffs this year?
No.
Teach?
I think he could.
Okay. So we got a yes, we got a no. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, let's finish it up here. Okay? Really quick. All I want you to do, I'm going to name some quarterbacks playing this year. I want you to tell me whether you would take Aaron Rodgers or you would take that quarterback. So, what can we call this one?
Aaron or other?
We'll call it yay or nay. Yay or nay. Okay, that's all we're going to do. Just yay or nay.
Yay is for Aaron Rodgers, and nay is for the other guy.
Correct. So
All right.
I'm going to run down a list. So this is a game of yay or nay. Aaron Rodgers edition. Would you rather have for the next upcoming NFL season? Aaron Rodgers or Jared Goff? Yay or nay? Aaron Rodgers.
Yay.
Yay.
Geno Smith.
Yay.
Yay.
Matthew Stafford.
Yay.
Yay.
Dak Prescott.
Yay.
Yay.
You guys are crazy. That one's so much of a nay. Lamar Jackson.
Yay all day.
Yay.
Wow. Jalen Hurts.
Nay.
Nay.
Both of you taking Hurts. Love that. Justin Herbert.
Nay.
Yay.
Oh, he's nay-naying over there. Trevor Lawrence.
Nay.
Yay.
Crazy. Kirk Cousins.
Yay.
Yay. It's Dak
And
Prescott.
Daniel Jones.
Yay.
Yay.
Hey, guys, you would take Aaron Rodgers over some of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL playing today. You have a top 5 in Dak Prescott, a top 10 in Lamar Jackson, and a top 15 quarterback in Jalen Hurts. And you guys all took Aaron Rodgers. That's crazy. That's going to do it for this episode 30, part 2, AFC East. Just to round it up again, the Bills finished number 1 in the division at 12-5. The Jets finished number 2 in the division at 11-6. The Dolphins finished 3rd in the division at 9-8. And then the New England Patriots bring up the bottom at 7-10. AFC Beast Edition. 3 for 3. Coach, teach, Podfather. We're out.